My story began when I found out that I was pregnant and was very excited. My story gets very scary when I went into my first ultrasound appointment and the doctor said that there was something wrong.
Going into 14 weeks, it was deemed that my son's condition was 100% incompatible with life. I opted to terminate the pregnancy.
My grandmother was Lillian Robinson Johnson, and in 1922, she had an abortion, and she died from it.
At about 13 weeks, the 20-week abortion ban was introduced in the state legislature in Kentucky. I'd never had legislation that impacted my personal body so much.
I was 22 weeks pregnant. And at that point, they could see multiple abnormalities in the brain. That was my introduction to finding out that there was a limit on when you could get an abortion.
It was early mid-60s. I lived in New York City. I got home from school one day, and I could hear crying and distressful sounds coming from my neighbor next door. And I went into the door of her apartment, and I could see Miss Audrey, was her name, my neighbor. And Miss Audrey was lying down on the ground in a pool of blood. She had hemorrhaged and died as a result of a back alley abortion.
I think it's important for people to know my grandmother's story because the issue of a woman's right to abortion is under attack again. And if women don't have access to abortion, they are still going to have abortions. Terrible things happen to women if they do not have proper health care.
A part of my story that I don't tell, that I don't really know how to talk about yet, is just that I was so afraid that I wasn't going to get care, and just trying to have some kind of control over the situation. That like I had a night where I like went out, bought blue cohosh, tried to take these tinctures. I was trying to do anything myself just to induce this pregnancy. Like, that's crazy. That's what's going to happen more.
The abortion that I had is illegal in the state of Michigan and in many other states across the country, despite the fact that what we were trying to do was save our daughter from suffering. It was such a terrible situation to be in, and the laws really made it worse for our family.
The doctor also informed me that there could be several weeks of waiting time, as some of the laws that were current in Texas at that time shut down the majority of abortion clinics in the state of Texas. I told him that emotionally I could not wait that long. Flew to Florida to have the procedure done. One of the things that really struck me is, what about the women that don't have the ability to do what I just did?
Healthcare for Black women is abysmal anyway. So to remove this right from them, it's terribly serious.
If I could speak to the senators who are in a position to confirm Kavanaugh, I would ask them to reflect on the women in their lives.
Don't confirm this man. We do not need to go back to the 1920s. This is 2018.
You never know why someone is going to get an abortion. You have absolutely no idea. You shouldn't have the right to make that judgment.
If Roe versus Wade is overturned, I would not want my daughters to have to suffer through basically the government controlling our body. We need to act, and we need to act now to block the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh.